Hi there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney and welcome to a new series. So, in this particular series, I want to introduce you to a house called as Aafiya Fragrances or Aafiya Perfumes. So, I've been thinking about this, and there are a lot of houses in India which do some fabulous stuff. But the thing is, we are not really aware of these houses, and this is one such house. Now, the reason why I say this is I came across this house by thorough or by pure accident when I initially got a fragrance through a partial buy called Clive Christian Number One. Okay, now Clive Christian Number One was the first time when I got introduced to this particular house, and I realized that this house makes some premium stuff. Now, there is an element of a price point that we'll talk about, which is another reason probably why a lot of people have not heard about it, but when I smelled this particular fragrance for the first time, Clive Christian Number One, I was blown away by the complexity of the fragrance. I couldn't believe that this was actually an alt or a dupe of a fragrance called as Clive Christian Number One. Beautiful white floral fragrance with a dry down, which is for something for like a business leader kind of a thing. Fabulous fragrance. And then I kind of started getting to hear about this particular house, saying this house makes really good alts. Then I found out about this. This is, I think, the alt of Nishane Ani. Okay, Memir, and this is a fabulous fragrance. Oh my god, what lovely fragrance! And this was one of the most expensive partial that I got, for the volume that it is. Fabulous fragrance, and the dry down is just amazing. So these were the first two that kind of got me hooked, and then I had a sample of Oud. Okay, so they have a version called Oud Sylvester. That was another fabulous fragrance. In fact, that when I did the comparison video for Oud, it won the best alt. So that's how it kind of started with Aafiya, and then I have a lot of other fragrances from them, such as Cuban Tobacco that I did a reel for, which was basically an alt of Montebaco Intensivo. Right, so this is a fabulous fragrance when it comes to tobacco and fresh notes. And then there is also a cognac, which is an angel share version, which I am yet to compare, but I have tried it a couple of times and I kind of like the profile. Then I also want to talk about this, which is Arcadian, which is the version of Roja Elysium Parfum. But one of the recent fragrances that I tried from this was Theodosius, which is an alt of Xerjoff Italica, and this was a stellar beast mode fragrance. Okay, now aside to this, they also make Attars. Also, they're very popularly known for their Attar. You would have probably seen ads of Yasser and other fragrance reviewers promoting or reviewing their products. So I tried Oud Satinato, which is a version of Oud Satin Mood from their house. Fabulous stuff. I also have another one called Cuban Tobacco. So this particular house, he's led by or run by Mr. Danish, and Danish Bhai is very popular, very friendly. He has got immense knowledge when it comes to fragrances. Now, the way this particular house is different from any of the other alt houses in one particular pattern. So typically, what happens? Alt houses would either get a ready mix from Louisi or some other compound maker, and then they put in ethyl alcohol. They make a lot of adjustments in terms of to understand what fixative they need and all of that, and then they make an alt and they ship it to you, right? But here the process is the other way around. Mr. Danish actually does not do this as this mainstream business per se. What he actually does is he actually exports the fragrance compounds that he makes for other countries. So that is his primary business. So because of that, what really happens is he doesn't have a lot of the dupes that that other alt makers have. He's got a few of the inspiration versions. That means he actually sends across the raw compound material to other countries or other manufacturers to make their alts, right? So that is one of the reasons why the material in terms of the compounds that are used is very different. The knowledge that he has got is immense, and because of which the quality that you kind of get in this particular line of fragrances is top notch. Now that also brings to the other element, which is the price point, right? Now most of these fragrances are at the price point of 2,300 and can go up to 3,100. So definitely when you talk about inspired fragrances, they are very expensive. They are at a price point of almost designer houses, but you also get that level of quality on this particular fragrance. So any of them that you try, you don't really get that alcohol blast. And generally whenever you apply any fragrances from a altars, you kind of see a stain of the concentration. That is not something that you would see at all. So in terms of the way they behave, they would actually pretty much behave like a designer, house. So if you're considering to buy niche fragrances, then yeah, if you can definitely look at a house like Aafiya. When you compare houses like other houses that are there in the market, you can compare them. This will still be a premium, but I think you really get that kind of quality. Now they also make their own creations. So like a lot of their creations that are here, for example, Beehive is another fragrance that's like a gourmand honey. That note, honeycomb is a predominant note. It's a very beautiful fragrance, that you can consider. You also have things like Musk Deluxe. A lot of these fragrances, they also have a alt of Ganymede. They also have a very good alt of Galan Vetiver as well, and they also have Asivat. So they have a lot of fragrances. They have their own line of fragrances which they make. They also make Attars, very good potent stuff from their house. They also make spray versions of inspired fragrances. So if you're looking to try a premium house which has got very good quality, which doesn't have batch issues and such of those things, where the quality plays like a key role and if price point is not a factor, then you can definitely consider Aafiya fragrances. You can go to aafiyaperfumes.com. I will leave the number. Also you can contact Mr. Danish Bhai for any clarity that you need on anything. You can try them. So unfortunately they do not have a sample set option right now, so that is something that they have kind of stopped. So they don't have samples, so you will have to kind of buy either the full bottles or you will have to look for decants. Varun David on Facebook, he was very generous enough to send me all of these to try, because he knew that I had a couple of them from the house of Aafiya, but then he also wanted me to try the others, and so he actually sent me a few. So I tried them as well. So I'm considering to get Beehive a full bottle, because that's a beautiful honeycomb note fragrance, amazing stuff. So you can definitely try. So my idea here is to introduce you to different houses, to get an idea that okay, there are different houses that make a lot of different stuff. So this is one of them. So Aafiya is something that you can consider when you want to try something very premium at a very good price point, fragrance house that you can get quality almost like designer house like. So if that is something that you're looking for, then definitely consider a house called Aafiya. So I hope you like this particular series where I'm talking about an individual house. The idea here is just to bring this to your attention and get you to know these houses. This is not a sponsored video. This is purely my intention to get to know more Indian houses. So if you like the kind of content that I bring, please like and subscribe. On that note, my name is Rodney. Take care and follow Perfume Experience on Instagram and on Facebook, and like and subscribe onto this channel. Bye now.